Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants with me, Nick Paninsky. Today, we are joined by Anna Barefield to talk about funnels. Anna, thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Nick. Happy to be here.
Yeah, no worries. It's great to finally have you on the show because obviously we have been in touch. We've been friends for 3 years now.
Yep. Yes,
Yeah. So then obviously when you said that you would come on the show, and I was like, yes, this is fantastic.
Well, thank you. I was excited to be asked.
You know what you're talking about. So it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
So funnels.
Yes.
What is it and why should we have one? Let's do it.
Right. Funnels are super important for anybody trying to sell anything. Funnels, if you don't already know what they are, just easily explained is how to get your cold leads to raving fans, which is what you most want. Best case scenario, right?
Yes.
So at the biggest end of the funnel, you're bringing in your cold leads with something that anybody would want, really broad, maybe a free product. After that, maybe you take them to another offer, which is a little bit more expensive, or maybe just a little micro buy or something. They purchase that. And they just keep on going through your funnel and you keep on offering them kind of more things. This can look like it starts out with sales pages. It goes into an email sequence that keeps on bringing them back into your world and maybe puts them back on sales pages. So it's basically just the pathway you give your leads to come to purchase and come into your world.
Oh, I like that. It's a pathway. They join you and then they are on a path all the way through to raving fan. Along the way, you are putting offers in front of them.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Well, for those of you listening along at home, you will know that last year, or you may not know, last year we did the HR pipeline playbook. So that was my own funnel. That was my own version of a funnel. I've had other funnels, but it was basically a 3-day workshop. And at the end of it, there was an upsell. So, yeah. And now everyone's on my mailing list.
Yep. And your funnels are beautiful. I've looked at them. I've seen them.
Thank you. That makes me feel all warm and cozy inside. Like that.
Good.
So, okay. So funnels are great. We know that because they bring, it's an easier way of generating leads, right? It's an easier way of warming up leads. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Right. So the great thing about it is you build it once and then you put it out there into, computer world, and it's supposed to work in the background.
Yes.
So that's the beautiful thing. You can be, out on your kayak or whatever you like to do, and you're making sales in the background and warming up your leads. If you're doing it right, you're also offering them value along the way, maybe some free things and some emails, and you're just kind of massaging them into really coming into your world and getting to know you and just wanting to purchase everything you come up with.
Yes, I love that. I think it's one of those things that HR consultants, and general service providers, they overlook this. They think like, oh, I must do lead generation, and they go out and they do some networking and then post on LinkedIn, and then they think that's the end of it. But if you're able to offer somebody some sort of lead magnet, something valuable that brings them into their world, then they go through that nice email funnel and they get warmed up. Yeah, you've captured that lead for good, for posterity. Is that the right word?
Yeah, sure. Yes, it is. Let's call it that. And the thing is you say you're giving them the first thing for free, but they're giving you their email, which is gold.
Yeah.
Number one thing you want to do is build your email list, because like you said, then they're in your world and you can keep on pinging them with your new offers, with, just they're yours. So it's not really free, but everybody's used to giving their email in trade for these things. We've all seen these things on social media. Just put in your name and email and you'll get this free thing. And then you start getting emails or you get sent to another landing page. That's a funnel. You've all been in one. No.
Yeah.
And it's not as overwhelming as it sounds. I know when I'm like funnels and landing pages and emails, it makes you freak out a little bit. And a lot of people will hire someone to do it for them. And that's great. But I want to talk about ways that we could do it as a layperson, just bootstrap it together with some things, your website, if you already have one, and then just a few other little platforms.
Love it. Yes, that's what we're here for, to get that kind of a, window into this world, because yeah, a lot of people won't know about it. When we're about to talk about WordPress website, I'm fine with that. But you're going to talk to us about a couple of other platforms, which I'm not too sure of. But I do love the fact that you said, start building your email list, because I tell my clients that, because it's, I compare it to like big business, right? They repeatedly turn up in our world, like McDonald's. They turn up in our world by advertising to us on the TV, right? They repeatedly and consistently send us messages, buy from me, buy from me. We are there to help you. Now we, service providers, we can't use TV adverts. Doesn't work the same. So what do we use? We use email marketing. So yes, if you're listening along to this and you haven't started email marketing yet, please do. It's essential stuff.
It is essential, and it's your list that you have forever, whereas social media can be taken away from you overnight.
Yes, like that. Zuckerberg clicks his fingers, you're dead.
Yeah, is you have no control over it, and it's we're all scared of that, so let's not even talk about it. But
yes,
the other thing to note is when you start your email sequences and stuff, don't get disheartened if you don't see anybody doing your links in the first few. They say that you have to be in front of people's face like a dozen times before you're just really getting into their psyche. You're just introducing yourself. You're just kind of seeping into their, like the back of the brain. So it takes time, but it is gold.
Yes. Love that. Solid advice. So let's talk about landing pages, because the landing page is where someone will go to download whatever freebie is on offer, right? So talk to us about that.
Correct. So if you have a website already, you're on WordPress or Squarespace or whatever platform you're on, you can already build landing pages, correct? You just build another page, and it's not going to be on your menu where, at the top of your website, people can just click to go to it necessarily. It's a standalone landing page. That's all it is. So if you're already building pages on your website, you just make a new page, put on there, what your offer is, put the way to connect it, to send it to them, which will be a button usually, which you then connect to maybe some sort of email service so that it's to them later, right? So you've got to hook up those links, but just create a landing page. You want to have good copywriting on there and pictures. Yep. But the thing is you don't have to, you can build it pretty simply, especially for the freebie. It doesn't need to be one of those long sales pages. It can just be like, this is what it is. This is your pain points. It's going to solve. Click here to download. Boom. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. I talk about that in one of my books.
Good.
Headline, 5 bullet points, call to action.
Yes.
Put a picture of whatever download freebie it is. That's it. That's all you need.
Right. And it's super simple. And it's just, that's what gives people the yips usually, is they just get frozen on what am I going to put on this page? Oh my gosh, I can't start until just put something out there, put it out there. People will click on it or they won't. If they don't, you can always come back in and zhuzh things, change them up, and play with them and watch how people are clicking or not clicking, and like alter things. It's kind of a fun thing if you're nerdy like me, but it's a fun process.
Oh yeah, so much fun.
I find it fun. I'll do that all day. I'll look up and it's like dark out.
Excellent. Yeah, everyone else is exactly the same.
Right.
I just want to quickly interject as well. When you talk about the copy, for people listening along at home, you don't have to be the world's best copywriter, and you can also just ask ChatGPT to do it for you. If you give it the right prompt, and I will release a podcast about ChatGPT in the near future. But yeah, it's not that complicated. Anyway, Anna, so we've got the landing page, we've got the headline, we've got the bullet points. So people enter their information. Now what happens?
Right. And before I go on, I want to make sure we know what a freebie is. A lot of people maybe don't know what we're even talking about here. A freebie is just going to be maybe a workshop, maybe a guide of some sort, something that you've created to give for free. So yeah, moving on, you just will have a button there that will either send them to another page where it is hosted, where they can just go straight to it and watch if it's a video, or they can go to that page and download it off that page. It's as simple as that. However, the button needs to collect their email and name. It can't just take them straight over there. You want to get what you're asking for from this freebie. You need to get their information so you can continue the funnel. So the button will be a form that they fill out with their name and their email. And only once they submit that are they taken to what they got for their freebie. Meanwhile, in the background, this email and name is collected and put into your email platform, right? And a lot of websites have this right on the website. I've never been impressed with how well they work or how beautiful they can be for, the builder. It doesn't make really pretty emails. They're really pretty simple. You might have different experience, but I like to connect an actual email platform.
Yes.
And my favorite, and you can do a lot with a real email platform. It's going to give you lots of nice metrics and lots of nice building tools. My favorite is previously called ConvertKit. They've now changed it to just Kit. They're trying to be edgy. I don't know. They changed their whole logo thing. But ConvertKit, if you type that in, it will still go to Kit. They charge.
ConvertKit. Can you get that? Can you get a plugin for that on WordPress? Is it expensive? Because I use MailPoet, and the reason I use MailPoet is it's free.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, you can totally go free not all the, but pretty good long way. So yeah, you can use a plugin on WordPress for this as well. And those are free. ConvertKit charges by how many you have in your audience.
Okay.
So up to 1,000 people, and I'm in USD here, but I think it's a straight across. You guys will have it in pound as well. It's $20 a month for ConvertKit, up to 1,000 people.
Good Lord.
So, good Lord, expensive or cheap?
No, that's expensive. Like, if you're listening along at home and you've got less than 1,000 people on your list, then just have a free. For those listening along at home, most of you only need a free service. Because it will do everything you need it to do. ConvertKit is next level, right?
Yeah. I mean, I am a tech person, and so I love how well it works and how beautiful it is and what I can do with it and all the automations and everything. So maybe you don't need all that, and you can totally do the free thing off the WordPress. You can like rein me in on that one for sure. But whatever you do, you're going to be inside of your email platform or your plugin of choice. You're going to be going in there and creating a sequence.
Yeah.
Sequence is up, 5 or 6 emails. Don't overdo it. The first email is going to send immediately, and you're just going to go in there and write these emails that will, number one, deliver the freebie, deliver what they asked for.
Yes.
Number two, send an offer, the next offer up the ladder or down the funnel, however you want to say it. Mm-hmm. And number three, over the course of these emails, which you're not going to just bombard them with like an email every day, maybe space them out a little bit, offer some additional value. They don't know you. Remember, these are cold leads. You're trying to introduce them to you and show that you are valuable, to know that you're here to help them. You want to be generous. You don't want to be just like you have to pay to play. You want to be generous with offering them like, hey, here's another YouTube thing, or here's a podcast I did, or here's just 5 tips to help you along your way. Put that in your funnel too, and you'll see a really better returns.
I think people worry about the fact that they're giving away too much information, and I always say to them, the information is already out there. Yeah. Be the person who helps them implement this information. And
I've seen the best results with my clients, with the ones that are really generous. It really bowls people over and drives them farther to being those raving fans that you hope for. This is what you want. And when you are super generous and just like, when you give someone a course, for instance, I don't know if your audience are course builders, you give them all of your courses. Yeah. You give them other courses for free, and they don't even ever, go to that course. It's no skin off your nose, but just be generous. That's a big tip for me. So the next thing
there, Anna.
Go ahead.
We're aligned there, Anna.
Okay.
Give away everything. Give it all away.
Yeah. You need to make some money too, and you will when you give it away. It doesn't make sense. I remember my first client that was like that. I kept on trying to bridle her in, like, stop giving it all away, but it really works.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I love it. Give it
Yeah.
all away for free. You'll make money.
I mean, almost, not quite, not quite. The next thing I guess to talk about though is taking money from these people. Like your website is already set up to be able to, on your next pages that you're going to send them back to with an actual paid offer. You can do that from the website. From WordPress, it's a simple plugin. WooCommerce is a good one. It's free. It just charges you a percentage of any money that comes in. I think it's 2.9%. So that's how you can interject that into your website if you don't already know that.
This is when you start getting paid when you're not even in the room. That's when you know you've made it.
Yes, yes. When you just get a ping on your phone and you've made money while you were out at a movie or whatever you were doing, that is the best feeling.
Yeah, it is. Especially if there's something that you've created once.
Yes,
you just repeatedly get paid for it. It's lovely.
Yep. And you can have several funnels going on at the same time. Of course, you can build as many as you freaking want. And then you've just got different money coming in, and they can be small items, but it adds up.
Yeah.
And you know, that happy feeling you get when you see that happen is worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. Okay. So yes. So people have met you. You've sold your lead magnet, even though it's for free. That freebie, you have to sell it because people don't just give away their email address if they think that what you have to offer is crap. So you do have to sell it. And then they get through that email sequence. They get sent a lovely offer of some form or another. Make it time limited, special offer, get a massive discount, for a certain period of time or whatever it is. There has to be some sort of time constraint. Otherwise, people don't take action.
Yes.
And then, and then either they have or have not bought from you, and then they join your regular mailing list.
Correct. Yes. And then you can continue to send them offers as they are created. And and you can put as many offers as you want in that first funnel, or the funnel can just be a continuation of your weekly newsletters. They'll be put onto your normal list. So that's all there is to a funnel. It's not as scary as maybe some people think when they just hear funnel. I don't think.
And the good thing is as well, like once it's done, it's done.
Right,
and it's there forever, and it happens automatically. Like I've got a freebies page on my website, so I can send people to my Facebook group, right? But I have to nurture them there. That's a manual process. I have to do things. Ugh.
Right.
Not ugh, but it's a time constraint. Whereas if you can download my website checklist, and then that's a funnel for free. You're like, I built it once, it's done. That's it. It just runs in the background.
Right. One thing I want to put in there though is you may build a funnel and you may not see many returns, and you build it once, but it's always good to go back and look at your funnel metrics, see where they're clicking, where they're not, maybe in your email list, if they're unsubscribing from a certain email or not. Go back and look at your metrics. It's really important after the fact. If you're not making sales, or it's stopping somewhere, or they're bouncing, meaning unsubscribing, then it's good to go back in and go through your funnel and tweak some things. And that's kind of a fun process. Like you can wait a while and come back and go back through, and you're raising your eyebrow at me. Fun process. I said a fun process. But it is. It's a fun process. You go back there and just tweak, like do it like a science experiment where you just tweak one page and then you see that the funnel starts working again and you're like, yes, I got it. And it's just a matter of changing a title to something more sexy, or, changing the color of a button. It can be as simple as that.
It can. Just in terms of what people should be expecting, the general industry standards, when someone goes to your landing page, i.e., and then downloads your lead magnet, should be around 20%, right?
Correct. And as far as opening rates on emails, great is 35%.
Yeah. And if you get like 1 or 2% of the people who enter your funnel to buy from you, that's what you should be expecting.
Right. Don't expect 100%. Right. Set them up for failure out there.
Yes. Excellent. We're aligned.
It is a funnel. You start out with a lot of people, and at the bottom is the small part.
Exactly.
Sales,
yeah.
Yep. Keep that
Some
in mind.
people will never buy from you. They're just not your people.
And don't take it personally.
Yeah. Okay, so love it. So let's talk about tech options. Obviously, you've got the back end of a website. You can use any kind of email management system. I use MailPoet. Yes. You can also use MailerLite, MailChimp. They're all there. They're all free up to a certain number of mail subscribers. But then there are paid options. We've got ClickFunnels and what's the other one?
Oh yeah, so for mail ones is ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign. I like MailChimp a lot. Like you mentioned, as that one is free for a good long time until you have a lot of subscribers, and that means you're actually making money. But for paid options for building funnels, like a funnel builder that can let you do all these really beautiful things. There's ClickFunnels is a really popular one. It's kind of pricey though. It's $97 a month for the base plan. It has all the bells and whistles. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. And I've actually gotten away from using it because a lot of my clients don't want to pay for that. So
I'm not surprised.
What is that? Lead pages is half the price and basically the same functionality. Maybe it takes away some bells and whistles, but you can still get by. There's also some all-in-one platforms that I really love. A lot of my clients are course creators, and so they need the whole build a course part of the platform as well, the place to have landing pages, the place to have emails, purchases. My favorite all-in-one platform is Kajabi. It is a little pricey. The basiest plan is $69 a month.
Okay.
And that's going to have you with only being able to have one course in there. But it works really well. It's very user-friendly. It's not technical. The layperson can go in and use it super easily. And it is not buggy, which is huge. A lot of these platforms, and this is a big tip that I like to tell everybody, do not get attracted by a brand new, shiny, obscure platform. This is not where you want to do that. You want a well-established, been around for a while platform that's had time to work out its bugs and has good help. Like, look at how good their customer service is if they are accessible to you when you have questions. So Kajabi is great on all those fronts. It might be a little pricey. It might have a little bit of, it's a little bit limited on customizability, but it keeps it more simple for the layperson to just be able to do what they need beautifully. You can always customize with code if you feel comfortable with that. No, you're raising your eyebrow again. Anyways.
Code, not something that the layperson knows anything about.
No, anyways, I guess I was showing off a bit. Go ahead.
So I guess let me join those two bits together, right? So somebody joins your funnel and then you upsell them to, you could upsell them potentially to a course, right? So for my audience, HR consultants, they could have an online course like manage your disciplinaries internally, right? They could have that training program for people. And that could be on that Kajabi, right? And everything is then hosted on Kajabi.
Absolutely, and it works beautifully. And you can do it from your website. If you already have a website, Kajabi can be just your website / courses. So you don't have to, you don't have to undo your website. You just do this for your courses, which is really nice. But it works beautifully. A lot of courses that you may have signed up for are hosted in Kajabi. So a lot of people are real familiar. Your clients, your customer, your students, whatever you want to call them, will be familiar with kind of the layout. It's real intuitive and nice. I love Kajabi. I am not affiliated with them in any way, but they're just really nice.
Where's your affiliate link?
I know.
But yeah, I think it's very useful if my audience, I think it's very useful if they have paid courses.
Yes.
Because that really brings people into your world. It positions you as an expert. So and you create it once, get paid forever. Love it.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it's huge. It's huge. And it's what a way for your students or clients to get to know you really well and really put you as a person who knows what you're talking about. Courses. I love this industry. It's where it's at, I think.
Big old industry.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. And You can also, I want to say, you don't have to get Kajabi. You can host your course on WordPress. It's pretty, it can be a little ticky-tacky for your end user, but you can just host a page with videos, and you can bootstrap it if you want to. There are ways.
And that would be free, right?
It would be free. It'd be on your website on WordPress. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, but it is doable. You can do it for free. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Another just course platform without everything all built in is Teachable, and it is more affordable. It's a little bit, the interface isn't as good. It's a little bit limited. But when you're just getting started, just Google course platforms, look for the ratings. Don't go with anyone that's just brand new, like, hey, we just created this platform.
Yeah.
I just really recommend just stay away from that kind of thing.
Right. Okay, I like it. So let's summarize this. So, for my audience, HR consultants, they don't want to do with all this that you've just told me, right? They just want to be able to go and hire someone to do it for them. So what should they be asking for? What are some key deliverables? What should they be asking for?
What should they be asking for? Someone that, gosh, you took me off guard there with that question. What should they be asking for when
you're welcome.
Someone? They should be looking at their reviews, and just someone that is going to be very organized and communicative and
so one second.
Yes.
So I don't mean like how do they choose the service provider. I mean, what should they be asking the service provider to do for them? So they should say, oh, I want a landing page, lead magnet, what is it that what are the deliverables?
Okay, the deliverables is definitely, if you're hiring someone, you're going to be hiring someone to come in and build the funnel for you. They may or may not do the copy for you. You might have that as a separate thing. They might have someone they use. You'd want to come to them with a very good idea of what it is you're selling. They can, some of them can create your freebie for you, do some design work and everything, but you should be able to bring what you're selling to them and tell them basically what you're hoping to do. Step A is the freebie, to step Z is, the final offer. And they should be able to put together everything for you, like an outline. They should be able to go in, log in, and do it all for you inside the platform, set it all up. Some of them can write the emails and all the copy for you as well.
Yeah.
They can create the graphics for you. It depends on who you hire. If you have to have several I think I'm getting off topic again with what you're asking.
Service providers, because they don't have to interact with each other. But I guess, listen, if you wanted to hire somebody to do the tech for your website, for your WordPress or your Squarespace or whatever it is, you'd be asking them for the landing page. And there should be an example of the freebie that you're giving away, because people like to see what it is that they're getting. And then, some nice testimonials, those bullet points, and then that button, that big shiny download button.
Yes.
That should then link in the back end to those emails that you're talking about, right?
Yes, they'll build everything to work as the funnel.
Yeah.
You should be able to come to them with your idea, and they should be able to make it all happen.
Nice.
Whether you have to come to them with your wording and your graphics, it just depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anna. So what should someone do now if they think to themselves, okay, Anna knows what she's talking about. I don't want to do this myself. How does someone get in touch with you, Anna?
For sure. So you can get in touch with me through my website. I'm called indigowingproductions.com.
Indigowingproductions.com.
Yes, my logo is a hummingbird, so that's the indigo wing. Or I have a freebie of my own that will kind of bring you into my world, and it will let you get a guide to kind of building your own website, but more going through your website and seeing what needs to be tweaked, like I was talking about before, to make it start selling. And that will lead you to a 50% off coupon to 1 hour of working with me. And so that's just special for your listeners today. And that could be a way, if you're, confused by all this and you just need an hour to hop on with someone and just talk this over and, put a plan of action into place, that's kind of a good way to do it.
Perfect. Love it. Well, thank you for sharing that exclusive discount code.
For sure.
Very appreciated.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to put that link in the show notes. But thank you for joining us today talking about funnels, because I know they're super important. You know they're super important. And now everyone at home knows that they're super important. They take they take someone from stranger to raving fan, and they hopefully give you their money along the way.
Exactly. Thank you so much for having me. This was very fun to talk about.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
For those of you listening along at home, hopefully that was interesting. If you've got any questions, you know where I am. You know how to reach hold of Anna. But in the meantime, as ever, get marketing. Because without marketing, there's no sales. And without sales, there's no business. So get marketing. See you next time.